Welcome. Woo, I was muted for half a second. Woo. Well, welcome everyone to Assembly. This is the Monday stream where together we are putting together a project bot. You and I and all together doing programming, which is a derivative of pair programming, if you're familiar, where you got your navigator, your pilot, and then you, the mob. So together we build a project similar to pair programming, but the idea is I working together, hands getting dirty on the same machine. Don't worry, everybody who participates in as a navigator or a driver will get it added onto their portfolio or their GitHub. We'll do, make sure everyone gets equal attribution. And it's like a little nice thing to put on your portfolio that you worked on this project as a team. We worked as a team together. By the way, how are you? I guess we should start off before I get into my spiel, how you are specifically. So hopefully you're having a good time out there wherever you are, and you're not as hot as I am, where it is upwards of 30 degrees here in Canada, which is weird to say, I guess. Let's start off with our dirty laundry of... Oh. I always have to, I don't know, I feel like we need to have this close and talk when I talk about what we're about to get into. So if you remember last week, we had a lot of problems with, oh man, I don't even know. I wish I could do a recap right now, like a recap, but yeah, there was a lot of problems with the code, and I'm looking forward to not have that today. We're not, we're going to get into what I hope is straight into the code and not a lot of bugs, because I did an update. We crashed. We had to roll that update back from the Eris framework, and it just caused a lot of problems. And yeah, we lost a lot of time on the project. But Rasper, sorry, the creators of it, they found the problem, they fixed it, and this week we should be good. So if you remember that, we ran into it. But let's not dwell on that, right? Let's get the code up and running, and we'll get started on talking about what we're about to do. Okay, so obviously we talked about the pair program navigator, driver, navigator work together. Driver is implementing the code, focuses on the detail. Navigator keeps an eye on the big picture coding, but they don't do backseat coding. So don't tell them what to code, maybe give them hints, whatever. And then you guys as the mob, the best thing you can do is keep an eye on the code and make sure that we don't go off the rails. And that looks for essentially anything that would deride our code, errors, point it out, basically what you guys do best. Why do we do mob programming in the first place? I think, is that benefits spelt wrong? Well, rip. There you go. Benefits. Benefits of mob programming, shared code versus code ownership. So that's not my code, your code, it's our code. There's a level where we break down the communication between having to explain the code. We kind of all know it. There's mentorship, which is really the strongest point, is that we get to learn from each other. I get to learn from you, you learn from me, and just mix it all in a pot. It's actually really fun that way. How do you join? Now, the best way to join is to become one of our members, Versus AI members. I'm calling it Versus AI now. It used to be called Probots members. It's been called a lot of things. It's all really beta, and so I'm actually okay with changing up the name because I'm trying to figure out what works best for me and for the community I want to build. Yeah, join the membership, Probots AI/join. I think there's an exclamation mark join that will pop up in the chat shortly. I should get it to. I should program this bot to like automatically do it as soon as I start speaking about it, but that might be a little bit off. And then you sign up, become a member. Easy peasy. Join me in Discord. We sign up and we get this together. And we just rotate. We'll join every 15 minutes. We'll rotate from navigator thing, and we'll be working from the same IDE. This particular IDE is VS Code, if you haven't noticed. But you know what? It's okay. If you don't know Python, that's okay as well, because that could seem like a hurdle. It's fine. I'll kind of work you into Python if you're unfamiliar, and we'll be able to kind of make sure that there's a bridge of language. And also, we'll be using Codium, which is a free AI tool. And as I understand it, and I've never tested this, but I understand it, that you can actually use Codium to kind of translate your code. Like if you say, for example, if you code something in Python, sorry. Now, okay, I want to be careful because I don't want to misquote something I don't know if it's true. I only have a vague idea of how this works. But if you use Codium and you code something in C++ and you tell it to switch it over to Python, it will do that. I saw a demo of it and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to need to learn that. But I've seen something along the lines of where you can, it's like a universal translator of code, right? You code something in one language, it just automatically will set it for the other. Never tested it. Requires a look. If you've seen it, if you know it, if you've used Codium and you know it, please let me know. That would be very useful. Okay. And then let's get down to our project, which is a bot named AnglerBot. And this bot specifically is on the micro ladder, and its pure job is to pull the enemy to where it wants to fight, which is the top of the ramp, and keep an eye on the pylon for defense. Is that defense also spent? Yeah, maybe I didn't. Man. Boop. Anyways, for defense, and yeah, it's a strategy bot. It's not about necessarily all the micro. It's still microing, but we're adding a little bit of strategy to the micro. It's not just about the micro aspect of it, but actually how we can ensure that we can use the terrain to our best advantage, and use all the elements of the map to essentially win, right? We want to win. That's the whole point of this. We want to win. That's we're making bots that win. And yeah, that's it. There's it's hard to say where we're specifically lifting off, because usually when we do these things, I usually leave us off in a good spot. But if you remember correctly, last time we had a lot of errors. So I updated errors before we started. I've not tested it, so I guess that is going to be an L on me if I test this right now and it like breaks. But I have not tested it. So this is my first time picking this back up since last week. You may remember I was actually quite frustrated. You might remember I was quite frustrated and dehydrated and tired and exhausted. So I didn't even want to look at the code at the time once we were finished. But I did get a lot of help from people. Did I write it down? Oh, I did not. Okay. So I did get some help from people about, they watched the bot and they said, hey, you know, this is what happened. This is what you could do to fix the bot, the code of the bot specifically. Not obviously the error from errors, but the bot specific code. And so we can actually probably move forward, and we're going to actually implement some of those things. So we had some problems before. I'm actually going to pull up some of the points that people brought from the last live stream. I have 2 of them, and so I will copy and paste them into a doc in a sec. And we'll kind of just get started. So we'll kind of get started once we know that this loads up and it doesn't crash. We'll just jump right into the coding. We're not going to spend too much time talking. Normally what we'll do at the beginning of these sessions, we'll review how the bot did. Okay, so it's running. So that's good news. Is this our bot? It looks like our bot. It is. Oh, and it lost. Okay, that's not the worst thing in the world. It's fine. We'll explore that later. There are some reasons why it lost. Okay, so good news is it's working. Let's commit these. We'll commit these. Commit. Does this work yet? No. Okay, it doesn't generate that. I don't know why it doesn't work, but updated errors. So we'll commit that. All right. So we got our fix is already in, and we're good to go. Gucci. Let's start. Let's get our music up. I don't want our music too loud, so it's not overwhelming me. Okay, coding music started. Let's see what to-dos we have. So fix units not attack outside of range. So this was, if I remember correctly, this was we were actually running into a lot of troubles with the melee. The melee units were not attacking properly. So, okay, I remember now. Good news is I think we have a fix ready to go, so we'll start coding that right away. I'm gonna get those fixes that were suggested to me. I'm gonna actually put them in our notepad in a sec. I'm gonna just pull them from where I have them, and then we're gonna get them into our bot right away. I have to say one thing though, man. I took a bit of a break from coding. I have another bot I'm working on, by the way. So I took a bit of a break from coding, and then coming back to it now, I feel so much refreshed. I think I was coding a lot. So I was coding a lot that day when we did assembly. I was coding all day on my other bot. And then I went and I started coding right into the bot that we were doing assembly. And I was so exhausted. I should know better. I do know better. But I got a little addicted with my bot that I was working on for my other video. I got really addicted. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I got really addicted. And then, yeah. Sorry, I got getting these comments and trying to talk to you at the same time. So I got really addicted and I just kept coding all day. And then I went straight into coding Angular, and it was a very exhausting experience. But I took a break and then I feel better now. So I'm ready to hit this running, and let's see if we can get... Okay, so that's that. And then there's another one. So let me get the other way that we can fix this. Let me see if I can find this message. Okay, so the other one is... So I should actually just... I'm going to copy it right into this. So into this other one. So... Let's see if we can read these together. I'm gonna move this out of to the side so you can see it. Hopefully this is big enough for you to see. Errors combat maneuvers are for executing behaviors in a sequence by only moving into another behavior when the current one returns false. I knew that. Yep, meaning it didn't issue any orders. The A move behavior always returns true because it always issues an order. So only one zealot gets an order every tick, and that zealot stays the same. Then when you want to issue concurrent orders to individual units, you should be registering individual builds instead of putting them in a combat maneuver. And then the other one was self-register behavior should be in a loop so that it triggers for each individual unit. Currently, I'm guessing you're only registering a maneuver for the last melee unit in your list. Loop finished. Okay, let's see if that's true. Let's jump right into that. Let's find combat. Actually, we'll just go straight to melee. Okay, so I was under the impression that, and I'll just push this. So we have just a clean slate. Okay, I was under the impression that I was already in the loop. And I don't know if that, am I missing something? Because I feel like this is already in the loop. Or did I do something? Did I update this and then push the update? Let's pull up the source. Let's see what git side commits. So let's see. Did I change this? So I updated errors. I said I updated errors, updated config. I don't think I changed it. Hold on. 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, last week, updated errors, updated config, updated errors, updated errors. Yeah, I don't think I changed it because this looks like it's in the loop. Oh, sorry. You know what? Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. That's actually in. That's in. That was the ranged. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So if melee, target unit sorted, lambda, blah blah blah, melee group. Oh, I just did a move group. Did I not? Is this not in a... Okay. Got a lot of... I have a lot of commented out stuff that I don't remember what they were specifically doing. Okay, so melee, If melee, so it goes, okay, if the unit is melee, is this in a loop of some sort? So there's a for loop. So for squad and squad, so it goes over. Let's go through our logic. And then it goes, if there's a close enemy. So if there's an enemy nearby. So if it sees an enemy, then it goes into this. And it's like, okay, breaks it into melee. And then it loops over. And it puts them into tags. You know, ranged and then melee. And if it's ranged, for each unit in ranged, we register or we open up a combat maneuver, then target sorted enemy units. So that's right. If unit shield percentage is less, then it runs away. If it's not, if it's fine, then it takes a target unit range. Okay, so we can leave melee alone. We can leave range alone because we know that works. Range works pretty well. So let's go. It says if melee. So if the unit is melee, its target unit is sorted, so it gets like it has a fresh start target. Registers the combat behavior. I don't think that matters if I have the combat behavior before we give the target. And then we did a group. So I think I changed it to group before we left, but my when I check my my commits, it doesn't look like I did that. Let's go through the commits again. So last week, yeah, I didn't look like I made. Where are my changes from last week? Did I do any changes? Yeah, it looks like all I did was update poetry. Updated poetry. Did I not? Did I not? Is this? I mean, so last week I updated the config file. I updated poetry. I don't know. Okay, well, maybe I fixed the problem. I just don't know it, but I don't see any. It's weird because I don't see any. Am I on the right branch? Is this the right branch? There should be only one branch, but. Yeah, I don't see much of a problem with the current branch. Okay. Okay, well. All right, well, I don't see any problem with this specifically, so look at this. Okay, so if it's melee, and then melee add group, move group, a move group. So it does the group and then it registers it. This is so a move. I actually looks like did I take it out of the? I may have taken it out of the individual. Maybe I just took it out of the individual and just did a move group. Maybe I did. I don't remember doing that, but it looks like I may have gotten rid of the individual and just gone straight for a move group. So, and I mean with melee, realistically, I don't think you need to do individually. We don't have anything groundbreaking in terms of melee. Like we're not doing anything groundbreaking when it comes to the melee micro here. I guess really let's just confirm that none of the melee are getting left behind, and then we'll just consider that closed, I guess. I guess let's also see what kind of where do we have on our to-do. Fix units not attack outside of range, just sitting on hill. Okay, so this is where we are now. It's fixing this problem, making sure that all the units are attacking. As long as the units are attacking, we will be good to go. So if all units are attacking, let's find out. I mean, nope. Okay, well, hold on. Okay. So that actually was a victory. And if I remember correctly, that one is maybe the scout. And perhaps the scout is not getting the scout is not returning to the position as the other bot. Like, I'm not taking it back into the group in time. So let's just double check. Last time it was a couple of zealots weren't getting the commands, and we had to we didn't know what was going on. Oh no, this is the wrong one. Okay, well, yeah, see, that guy's still getting left behind. Did we win? Yeah, we won. Okay. Let's go again. So we'll actually keep an eye on the scout this time, and we'll make sure that if we have the scout, we'll click on the scout, and we'll confirm it's a scout, because I know which one the scout is. It's actually a little bit separate from the others. So I think if we should be fine to, where's the scout? Okay, so this guy here is a scout. So he goes down and then he goes back up. Oh no. Oh goodness gracious. Okay, well that was, that was really bad. Okay, so that one though seems like those guys are just not getting the target. So those guys may not simply be getting a target, and we'll do a print statement maybe to test after this one, to test to see if they're getting the target. We'll do some testing to make sure they're getting their targets. If they're not getting their targets, then that might be a problem. Okay, so, oh snap. Okay, that guy here. Why did those take so long to... Something is up with my loops, because for some reason they did not stutter step until they were like in dire straits. That's really weird. So they didn't stutter step, and they should have stutter stepped. Let's watch this again, because those kind of things are going to cause our bots to lose when it goes on the ladder. That is not our window. This is our window. That's, oh, that's our guy here. Okay, he's not going. Okay, so I guess the first thing first, let's figure out what our scout's doing. So it feels like our scout is off the wall, and then it feels like, so let's add a print statement here. So we say, okay, if there's a ground enemy close, if the unit is ranged, because it's going in a for loop for the squad, so for squad and squad, or rather, sorry, for the squad, it goes with the squad, and then breaks them down for unit, it assigns them a tag. And then I actually don't do, in this, I actually don't go over each unit. I just give them the melee tag. Is that actually enough for this? If I give it a group and then a melee tag, or that and the melee tag, will that be enough to command them? Because they're not really registered as a group. Because here I have squads and squad tags. That's fine. So this is an A move group, units, squad tags. Unit squad tags, which is does a list squad.squad units. So each squad in squads, each one gets a tag. Squad units equals squad, each like unit in squads, and then squad tags equals each squad in tags. So that should be, yeah, this should be fine. Units and squad tags, so that should be fine. And then if we go through here, talking about our melee, we go, oh, okay, so I did do tags for melees. Oh man, good. Thank goodness I thought that. So melee tags equals 4 U tags for for each unit in the melee group. Okay, that's good. That's not okay. That makes sense. And then I assign them these tags, so it controls the tag. Is that right? Should I do that? Okay, I think that's fine. And then target equals target unit's position. Is this actually not? So target unit. Does it not like the position attribute of this? Because okay, so target unit equals basically what's the best unit to shoot at. It does like figures out what unit's the best unit to shoot at, and then gives a unit. I could maybe convert that to a 0.2, and then instead of having it just try position, because maybe it's not liking position. Okay, so we'll try let's say print F how do we want to do this? Okay, I guess if it is so I guess if we have a target unit, because maybe we want to know if we have a target unit. We don't need tags, sorry. We'll say position. So we want to know if we're getting a position. That's first thing. And then we also want to know if this, obviously if it gets to this point, we don't know if this is triggered. Just because that's supposed to have a print statement in this area doesn't mean it's going to actually trigger anything. It doesn't mean that it's going to actually, that this is executing. Like, I want to know if this is executing. So group maneuver dot add. How do we know? What would be a good debug statement to know if we are actually activating these units? You know what? Maybe we can get it to print the tags of all the. We did that last time, didn't we? We had it print all the tags of the units in melee. So let's say print these units, and then we'll say like melee are attacking and we have the tags. Let's see what this prints. This may not be exactly what I'm looking for, but I'm thinking about, I need to debug whether or not we are going to, whether or not all the units are being caught. And maybe I should have it print the tags in the melee, and then we'll know what's getting caught. Okay, but we actually almost want to make sure it's actually issuing the order, so let's find that out right now. Oh, wrong window. I wonder. Wow, he lost. Okay, well. So let's see what we saw here. At least. So we actually got some information here. This is not the most clear. So these units, zealot, tag, zealot, tag, zealot, tag, that's 3 of them, are attacking. Is that 2 points? That's like 2 points. I don't know why. Oh, that's that's the X and Y coordinate. So if an X and Y coordinated with melee. Yes. Okay. There are only So there's one zealot here. These units, melee, 2, 3. And so there is one being left out. And that is, okay, so that kind of solves that mystery, because that means we are not... these tags are actually different. So there's this one. And then there's this one. And then there's this one. And then there's this one. So that's 4 different tags. So actually that's all of them. Weird. These units, zealot are attacking. And then it does another 3. I wonder why it's not doing them. I wonder if it's on a different step. But it doesn't matter, because it seems to be, they seem to be sending them the same coordinates, maybe. Well, slightly different, but it's just a position, so that's fine. So we know this is triggering. So we know it sees close ground enemy. So it says it sees a close ground enemy. So at least we know that. Obviously it's working, or if the range wouldn't work. So it detects that there's melee. It gets a target unit. And it picks the target unit. And then it does the melee maneuver. What was it we got suggested? Self-register melee maneuvers should be in the loop for the triggers for each individual. Okay, but I decided not to use each individual unit. We're using a move group. You know what I just realized? Actually, I should confirm, because I did end up reinstalling my bot a couple of times. That's why I'm wondering. I'm like, did I not have my commits here? Because I feel like I did other work. I feel like I did a lot of work on this bot before. I'm gonna quickly take a look at my GitHub and make sure that it's not different. Even though it shouldn't be different. There should be no reason that this bot should be different than my... Let's quickly take a look at my GitHub. Weirdly enough, it does not say... Yeah, it doesn't seem like I registered anything here. Clean up register behavior. It says last month. That doesn't mean that it wasn't last week. Just quickly taking a look at my code. I could probably put it up on the screen so you guys can see too. So you're just like, what am I doing? Just double checking in my last commit. Yeah, but this is range maneuver behaviors. This is not, it's a little odd. I feel like there was work done last week and I don't see it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I did, but I don't see it. So maybe we're gonna have to just... Yeah, this is what we have now. So yeah, I guess this is the right commit, because we had to do a lot of weird retrofitting or retrospect in terms of jumping into different commits, because my bot, because we had the problem with Era's framework. But I'm not... This looks like what I did. Even if we say, let's say if I went to, like, even it says here my last commits. It says last month, but I feel like I did more than that. Like, it just says all I did was clean up some code, but that doesn't seem right. Something feels off. Okay, well, I guess, you know, it is what it is. Like, even looking at this, it says last month. Like, the config files is last week. That's true. I'm like, did I mess up my nope, there's only one branch. I thought so. Yeah, I only have one branch, and it's okay. Let's look at the commits. Yeah, just like I saw in my ID, it just says all right, well, what did I do last week? I think did I go into a different okay, well, I'm not gonna wait. Let's not waste time. We have a limited amount of time together. Let's not waste it. Let's work together on this, and let's get this done. I don't want to sit down and be jumping around for this. Okay, so this print statement tells us that we're pretty much okay in terms of finding all the melee units. All the melee units are being found. Let's try expanding the range of the radius of the squad. So let's say the squad is 10 now. Let's go with 10. The score is fine. I'm gonna expand the radius just so that, actually, let's go with 12. So we know it's not really leaving the units out. Oh, okay, so hold on. This is behind. I knew it. Something's off with this, because I actually changed this to not shield percentage. This is actually supposed to be shield and health percentage. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what happened with the work we did last week. It's gone. I don't know where it is, and I don't know where to find it. So yeah, and it's not in my commits. So I guess I could check my laptop, but that doesn't make any sense because I was here with you guys coding right here. I was here. Like, I wasn't, it would make no sense for it to be on my laptop, as I wasn't coding this on my laptop. I was coding it here with you. So I don't remember if I went into a different, and there's no other branch. So yeah, I don't know where our updates went from last week. I'm a little sad that so at least if I had it, I would be able to just fix or add whatever we had before. But yeah, whatever. I guess we'll just have to maybe, what did we solve then? Because I might have to resolve problems that I already solved. Add stutter step logic per stalker if they're threatened. Conditions attack melee base with no all enemies. So I think I'll have to just play it by ear. Okay, let's jump into that and then say, so I fixed shield health percentage, range units add, so if the health percentage gets low enough, then you should run away. Then you should try to keep yourself safe, not your shields. And then if you're not on a cooldown, because I did change this too. Returns until unit can fire again. Returns -1 for units that can't attack. Usage. If unit weapons cooldown. So yeah, we only want them to stutter step when there's a cooldown, so it's not equal to 0. So if the unit's cooldown equals 0, returns the time until the unit can fire again. -1 for units that can't attack. Hey. Okay, so I don't know why there was no stutter step there. That was a little weird. So we did not. Oh, I see why there's no stutter step. Because, again, this is before I added the stutter step. Oh God, yeah, this is changed. My stutter step stuff isn't here. That's why it's not here, because I did put stutter step. So if, oh crap. Okay, well, no use crying over spilled milk. I don't know what happened to the stutter stepping. I am going to have to just code without it. I'm like, should I check my other? Okay. I'm just gonna take my code, the stutter step code from my other bot, and we'll just go with that instead, because I'm not gonna go code that all over again. That would be in Dragonbot. I'm gonna take Dragonbot's code. I'm gonna go take his stutter step, which is really my stutter step, but I'm gonna reuse it because I'm not gonna recode that stuff again. So stutter step. So I actually said 0.2 when I did it too. So actually let's keep the same as his. I like 0.2 is a good one. And then what did I do for him? I said range maneuver, add stutter unit back, unit target, and okay, that's pretty easy. Actually, not that. Oh, I didn't have an else statement, so I actually just did this. So I said, so if do that, then else. Okay, so this is overcomplicated, so let's remove some of this stuff here. So then we'll say ranged maneuver dot add stutter unit back. What are the past stuff that needs to go here? So I actually need a grid, so I need to do so unit, target unit position, and then did I give you a grid? Where's the grid? Because if I don't, yeah, see, I even had a grid here. Okay, so we have grid. So then let's say, then we need to say the grid. So it knows, and then so it goes that, and then it's like grid. Will it know if do I have to tell it grid equals grid, or will it just be fine? Maybe I should just do, just in case, so it doesn't get all confused. So let's say unit equals unit equals unit, and then target was target unit position, and then grid equals grid, just because we don't want to screw that up. Okay, let's see how he looks. Now I'm like wondering, like, what happened to what happened to the work I was doing? Like, I did all this other stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what happened to it. Like, where did it all go? It's a little weird. And I don't know. Maybe I should go watch my own VOD and just see what I did last time and see. Oh, this is the wrong window. That's not the right window either. There we go. So I think the last time we only did was fix the stutter step, so I guess maybe that's okay. Let's see what happens here. Goes up. Oh. What happened there, Betty? Why did you crash? Oh, it doesn't accept 0.2. That's why. Okay, that should be fine. That should work really well now. Okay, while this loads up, how you all there? I see you guys in the chat. Well, you guys are watching, lurking. Tell me how you doing. How you feeling? I mean, you must be feeling better than I am, because some of my code got lost, and that makes me heartbroken. And I don't know why. They shouldn't have gotten lost. I should not have lost code. Code should not have been lost, but it's gone. And I could go searching for it, but okay, let's see here. As long as we don't crash, go up. Yeah, no crash. Okay, so that's good news. Oh, except it lost. So that's a little weird. Okay, so good news is we're stutter stepping. This is good. It's good. We stutter stepping. We probably don't need. We don't need your code anymore. Thank you, though. So we are stutter stepping, but okay. So yeah, even though we're stutter stepping, the melee units are not going to attack. Now, that could be because we have an else statement here. And that just says go move up there. So we say, okay, if melee, all we tell them to do is go target unit position. Which is really weird because it's like, okay, if melee, go and attack it. But this should be the same. Okay, because you guys should have the same target unit as. I wonder, is there something that is not. Should I just give them should I give them a universal target unit? And then instead of giving each the individual units their own target unit, maybe give it a no, especially for range, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to have a universal target unit. Okay, let's see if maybe we need to make the close ground enemy wider. How are we getting close to enemy? So close equals self enemy units. Target units equal close. Close ground enemies, self equals units. This actually seems wrong. Because this is just self enemy units. So we're just saying if. Am I missing something? Yeah. Man, this code is either really old or whatever. Okay, so we're actually gonna need we're gonna pull up our other bot again because I feel like I already did this already, and we're gonna pull up from Dragon Bot. Actually, why are there two Dragon Bots? That's fine. Angler Bot 2? Is this the other? Okay, that doesn't exist. Good. I'm happy. I'm glad that doesn't exist. Because if that existed, I would be a little salty. Okay. Let's go in here. And we're going to take the code. Now, my bots do share code. Like, there's no reason sometimes to, like, do everything from scratch. So let's go to close enemy units. Close. There's no need. I'm not gonna like, oh my god, what did I do? We don't necessarily share variables. So is it close enemy? Nope. Ground? Nope. If close. All right, let's melee. Okay, all close. All right, so close equals, aha. So I did have some code for finding if a unit is close. So let's use this code here, which is what I had before. So let's say we're just gonna use my code here. And we're just gonna pop it in here. Should be the same code. So it said if close ground enemy units. And so we're gonna actually say do we need to filter it out? I don't think we need to filter. So maybe we'll do without the filter. So I don't think there's a need to filter. Let's try this without the filter. And then we'll go like something like this. We'll go without the filter. So close enemy units. So you get units in range. This is using the Ares frameworks. Squad position. So we do have a squad position. Starting point. Distance 13. That's fine. Query all enemies. Return a dictionary as false. Actually, do I want to? Let's keep the dictionary as false for now. Might want to, because I think default is true. Returns a dictionary as Boolean is false. Sets whether the return units in range should be a dictionary or a list. Ah, okay. I think we just need a list. We don't really. We could probably turn into a dictionary later if we want to do something specific with it. For now, though, you know what? Just a good old list is okay. Let's go to list. Okay, so close ground enemy. And then so it goes, if there's a close ground enemy, checks within radius of 13. Let's expand it to 15. Let's say that. Let's say if there's a close ground enemy. So let's say what happens now. Let's see if that triggers it better. That should give us hopefully a better way of just seeing if there are enemies nearby. Y'all are a little quiet though. I don't know if you guys are just excited to see me code. You just don't want to say anything, but that is not the window. There's the window. Maybe you're all shy. Don't be shy. It's just us coding. All right. Well, if you're enjoying it, at least if you're enjoying it now, hit the like button. You don't have to say anything for that. Just hit. Oh, crap. Okay. So something didn't like that. Okay, so it's with our scoring system. It did not like that. So our current scoring system, what does it use? Maybe we do need to have it as like a dictionary. Target unit. So, oh, I see. Okay. Okay, I forgot to do this. Okay. Let's see if that works. If close ground enemy else equals none. So target equals close enemy. The first one, if close ground enemy else none. That's not okay. Okay, it's loading. I think we should be a little okay, you know. I'm not 100% sure if we need to filter anything out. It's like I think we might have to filter out structures. You know, you don't want it to. Okay, so we might actually have to filter out structures now that I think about it. We'll let this roll for a second, then we'll go back and make sure we filter out structures. So I don't think that should be a big deal, but let's see what happens. All right, we are on the right, but luckily for us, we are on the right. We're on the right window. Like more than normal, like Okay, so it didn't crash. Good news. Okay, good news. Oh, did we win? I think we won, and then I think we crashed. Because I thought we were on the right window, and it turns out we're not on the right window. Keep note to self that our bot is always red. And I think we have to filter out, we probably have to filter out buildings. I have a feeling the buildings are what screwed it up, but we'll see if we get onto the right window this time again. That's not our window. Is this our window? Let's find out. I actually would not like it to open up two windows, but that's just, there's no way around that. Okay, this is our bot for sure. So let's see what happens here. Goes up. All right. All right. All right. All right. Good boys. Good. Yeah. So we have to filter out the, we've got to filter out the, is it filter? Yeah, we're going to filter out buildings. How's this go? Filter lambda used not in memory and is a structure. So we actually go. We have to do that, and then okay, so that should be fine. So we filter out so that like we don't want it to continuously use the same in the memory, and then so that's I think why we're like it's looking for a stalker, and it's like that's not in existence anymore. So that might be causing that. So that should work actually. Okay, well that's good news. If this works here, we'll commit this because this is actually, you know, oh, this is the wrong window. There it is. Okay, let's see what happens here. So we go up. We go up. All right, all right, all right. That's good so far. Good so far. Pull, pull, pull. Pull, pull, pull. All right, boys. And then, all right. All right, all right, all right. Booyah, yeah, 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 yeah. Booyakasha. All right. That was that's good. We'll commit that. That's a committable moment. Let's commit that. I like that. That's good. All right. So let's make that as a commit. We'll say added what did we do? We added I wouldn't say we didn't refactor. Added better sense of the enemy. It's not really super detailed, but probably be a little bit more specific so I remember what that means. So better sense of the enemy. Get units in range when close ground enemy. All right, cool. All right. What is this here? Have you seen this? What is this? Is this an old commit? Am I on a different... Oh, am I on something different? Is that why I'm like... Okay, well, let's just upgrade this up there. Okay, that's good. That is... I'd like to think... Let's do it a couple more times just to make sure we covered some of the use cases. That actually might have solved our melee problem. Inadvertently. That wasn't the intent, but I think we might have solved the melee problem. Because we might not have had enough range for the units, and that might have been a problem. So, in terms of how they determine what an enemy is, or how close an enemy is, or where an enemy is. So it goes up. All right, all right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 stutter. Look at that. All right. All right. Now we're cooking. All right. I'm going to say that's done. That looks pretty done to me. So we fixed that. That's fixed. And then let's go back to our, let's actually change it on our main goals too. Because I think that was a react to map specific, react from scout. Okay, so that wasn't actually a main goal. Okay, so we just fixed zealots to wait for attack flag before going for pylon. What was this? Zealots to wait for attack flag before going for pylon. I don't remember what that is specifically. Do I have a to-do floating about? To-do. Fixed units not attacking outside of range. I actually fixed this. This is good. What else? That was it. That was the only to-do. To-do? Yeah, no other to-dos. Okay. And so then, I guess, what flags do we have? Flags? Do I have flags? What flags? Usually I keep my flags at the top. So let's say these are my flags here. I like to have flags. So I remember to come back here. So we have an arrive flag and we have a combat started flag. I don't even remember what does this do? So we actually say combat started if enemy units. Get enemy supply. If get enemy supply, enemy units. I actually don't remember what this was for. I don't remember what that was for. So if they're... Yeah, I don't remember what that's for. So what if... And it only seems we only trip this flag twice. We only use this flag once. Maybe I was going to use this? Okay, well, it's good to know that I have a flag here. And then the other one is they arrive. And I remember what that one's for. So then maybe... Oh! I remember. This is what we were using to decide if it's time to go attack the pylon. Okay, so this flag actually... Okay, I remember now. So it's like, okay, full attack, which I presume is the enemy start your location is when you use the full attack for. Okay, so this is actually done. So we, in fact, already go look for the pylon once the flag is churned. So that's fine. What else do we need to do? Let's go to our main list of what we're working on. So react to map specific. We're not going to do that today because that's a lot of work. React from proximity to the pylon. So we need to have a defense that our pylon is under attack. If enemy is defensive stance, attack pylon, pull them back. If the scout dies, assign a new one. Okay. We can actually work on the defense right now. I am confident and feel pretty confident to work on the defense. So let's set up let's say a pylon and say, or a flag. It's a self dot defense mode. We'll call this defense mode. Defense mode equals false. So we'll have a flag, and we'll have this flag will help set defense mode. And we'll say, all right, you know what, and then we'll say on damage. Is that something? Let's find out. I can't remember. Is it on damage? So we'll say here. Go. How does this go? Is it async on damage? Async. How does this go again? So let's actually set out what I'm gonna do. So maybe Cody will help me. So it's like on damage, check if pylon is under attack. I think that's like not unit destroyed, because that's bad. So async on damage? Is that the thing? on unit took damage. I think it's on unit took damage. I think that's, I'm going to, okay, let's actually check the, API. I cannot remember if, I cannot remember for the life of me. Ah, there it is. On took damage. Okay, well, that's good news. So on unit took damage. And then if I can say on unit took damage, on unit destroyed, da, 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 on step, on start, da, da, da. Then, or do we want to say if unit took damage, or do we want to say whether or not someone, if they're approaching our pylon? Because maybe it's not a good idea to have it that we wait until the unit, until the pylon's taking damage. Because if the pylon takes damage, then that's like, we might actually be too late. We could also use a proximity alert. We could just kind of create like a proximity alert. We could say that if someone's coming too close to the pylon, we should return. Okay, let's try a proximity alert first. We'll try a proximity alert. We'll say, you know, we'll check first if something's coming close. The proximity alert problem though, the problem with the proximity alert is that it works with the main base. And I don't know, do I still have, I do have it. So like I have in my other code. So like, is it close to base? How does it go? Close to base? Is it base? Yeah, so ground enemy near bases. I actually do not know if this works on, I actually don't know if this works. Ground enemy near bases. So set meteor, get ground enemy near bases. Dictionary, yeah, this needs a town hall. So I don't know if this is gonna work. Dictionary where integrity is a town hall tag, and the value contains a set of ints containing enemy tags near this base. Yeah, that's not gonna work. There's no way, because you don't get a town hall, so that's not gonna work. Let's see if the API has something else we can use, because obviously it's not going to use town hall. There's no town hall in this, so we need something else. So like, let's say close enemy. What was that again? Let me just double check, because that was get ground enemy near bases. So can I go like ground, get air versus ground and grid? That is not useful at all. Get cache ground grid, not useful at all. Let's say ground enemy. What do we got? Ground enemy near bases. Ground enemy near bases. So that doesn't work. So let's say enemy. Just say, what do we got for enemy? Get all enemy. I mean, we could store the pylon in a dictionary, and then we could have it check if anything is near that pylon directly in the dictionary. Like, that would be a little interesting. I guess we could do that. We could store, we could loop over our buildings, register the pylon inside a dictionary, and then can we check? Because, okay, why don't we do this? We could do something like this. We could say, because right now we already have, because right now we, oh, this is not the right one. Because we already have in ours. So actually, yeah, I don't think we want to wait for damage. I was gonna do damage, but I think on damage is too late. So if our pylon's taking damage, we are already in trouble. So let's say we go to ground enemy. Close enemy, sorry, close enemy. Because what if we did this, right? We said, we can say like set pylon, you get, and we could say get units in range. And the starting position would actually be the pylon and the position of the pylon. So we take the pylon on start, or on first step, wherever, get the pylon's position, and then we can like check if anything is close to by a distance of 2 or 3 of, yeah, let's do that, because that would work, because then we can just say, we can then have our pylon have like a little alert and to call our units back. We should probably set up a way to filter to make sure it's not like a false alarm, but for now, let's just keep it simple. We'll keep it very simple of, yeah, we're checking if it's near the pylon. So let's say, how do we want to start this? Do we want to just have like a method that just checks, you know, just calls to see if, or we can just do it on step. You can always check on step. Like I don't, yeah, you can probably just keep it on step. And like this bot, like this is a small bot, so I think running it in step won't be the worst thing in the world. So let's say we'll have, yeah, we actually don't need this anymore. I'm gonna get rid of this. There's actually a lot of extra code in here that I don't want to use. And it's actually, okay. So let's say we'll call this our pylon defense code. Pylon defense code. All right, so we have some code for our pylon. Also, y'all so quiet. Why y'all quiet? Like, I guess well, I guess that might mean you're just enjoying it, which is fine, but okay, so we say pylon defense code, and we'll say from this pylon defense code, how do we want to do it? How do we want to say it? How do we want to code this? We'll say, how do I want to do this? Probably just reuse the same code from V, and you should just check every step, I guess. Where do you reuse this? Oh, look at that. I actually have this here. That's so funny. That's so funny. I actually had this here, and I guess I turned it off. I just realized I must have turned it off at some point. So I actually don't need, let's just go enemy ground. Yeah, at some point I turned this off. I don't know why. Sorry, I actually want to keep this here. I must have been doing some testing. So that's fine. Yeah, I must have been doing some testing. Okay. So in the pylon defense, let's say, we'll actually call this something else. Proximity ground unit. This is not going to be squad position. Now, actually, I think we already have something for the pylons position somewhere. What are all these extras? Do we have something for the pylon already? So if we already have, oh, here we go. Ah, here we go. We have something for the pylon position. Self.pylon 0 position. Hooray! I think I don't have to calculate that. Okay, well, that's nice. I'll just go like this. I'll just say self.pylon. And we'll just actually just put this in here. All right. And then, yeah. So it'll say proximity, you know, get units in range, da-da-da-da. We'll actually put it really small. It's like 2.0. And then actually just ground units. You don't have to do all. Enemy ground, which is fine. You don't have to store them, and it doesn't really matter if it would be a structure because no structure is coming. So you can just kind of say not in memory. Okay, that should be good. And then we'll say if proximity ground enemy, just print that defending pylon. You're not actually doing that, but I just wanted to see if we can trigger it. And yeah, I think that looks clean. Starting clean. I'll actually put a to do just in case I have to finish this code. To finish, not just finish pylon defense. Okay, let's see if that just triggers. I mean, obviously, if our bot kills the enemy, we may not actually get that. So that's something to keep in mind. We obviously will we might have to tell our bot to lose so that we can test our trigger to make sure it works. But let's see what happens now. Now that our bot is using stutter stepping, it's actually taking the W's much more efficiently. Oh, it crashed. Oh, you know what? I probably have to say, you have to probably make sure that there is a pylon first before it does that. So maybe we should do it in the same step. So that's a delayed start. So we'll say, just like we don't want to. I don't know if we want to say. I don't know if we want to put it in delayed start. So we probably need to go and check to make sure there's a pylon first before we do that. So we'll say something like, okay. So we'll say if pylon, if self.pylon. So like, yes, if the pylon exists. And you know, just actually keep this whole thing in there. And that should be okay. Okay, we'll see if this how this plays out. Yeah, I don't think we'll finish the whole code for today, but okay, well, weirdly enough, it did not print. No pylon found. Yeah, we actually don't need to print this anymore, I think. And then we go like pylon defense. So, let's increase this. Let's see what happens if we increase this to 10. Maybe 2 was too small. Maybe two is too small. All right, let's find out. Oh, this is not the right window. Yay, it does work. Okay, it was just too small. Okay, so it works. Let's turn it down to like 4. It's like maybe we don't want it to trigger. Because I think what we'll want to do is like if they're close to the thing, we turn back, and if it takes damage, then we want to, I don't know, maybe we can get pretty granular. Like we can have it like if it takes damage, then we like haul it back, like we run back, like the bot runs back. So it goes there, checks. Okay, you know. Oh, wait a minute. Why are you guys not participating up there? Okay, so we didn't fix that, unfortunately. Okay, also it did not trigger, so 4 is too small. Let's go 8. So 8, 4 was too small. Let's try 8. Maybe 10 is the sweet spot. Who knows? I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be 4. Let's try 8. So we go up. All right. Oh, we might win this. Never mind. Okay, no, 8 is good. So 8 is good. So let's keep that with 8. And then we'll commit this because 8 was fine. So we say added pylon, added pylon defense. Say we add some pylon defense. And then we'll say to do response required. So pylon alert. It's not really defense yet. And then we need to do that. We'll commit that. Let's quickly turn back to the idea of that we're not getting all the attacks, because I thought that was solved, but as I just noticed, it is not solved. So let's go down to melee. Let's see if we can figure out what's going on here. Control range attack. So we can probably get rid of this entire cold control range attack because it's not going to be used anymore. I think we can safely say that this section is no longer useful. In fact, it is good to be removed. All right. That cleans up our code just a little bit. Okay. So what we could be running into is we have it that it is 15. So we say if there's a close ground enemy, check. And then it gets its target. How is it getting its target? Let's see if there's a range. Maybe the melee guys are not. So target distance to melee position versus true. Okay, maybe we should try. Let's try something else. Let's say. Let's just say for melee, target unit equals get what was it again? Self.mediated mediator get is it best target? I forgot. Is it target? Is it closest target? Best target? Get enemy what did I have imported in? Pick enemy. Oh, pick enemy target. So let's try that. Pick enemy target. And then it'll say out of close ground enemy units. Let's see if that works. And then it just goes position. That might be cleaner. Because it might be how we're doing target units may not be ideal. I should check this. Is there anything I need to do for this pick enemy units? Okay, doesn't look like it. You just pass units in it. Nope, that is not the right one. Oh, that kind of looks actually a lot better. Hello. Oh, because we didn't have a. Hello. Hello. Well, rip. So yeah, we don't have any defense, so. So what we'll end up doing is you'll put something for the pylon, and then it'll say something like, if we're under attack, the target becomes the position towards the pylon. Like, that's an easy. I might actually what we'll do now. We'll just switch its target. That was weird. Um. All right, there we go. Let's make sure we're on the right one this time. Let's see what happens. So they go up. Oh no, these guys aren't coming down. They're still not coming down. Something's up, guys. So I thought it was going to be that we weren't. Um. Okay, why don't we say something like this? We're like, if target unit, so if there is a target unit, print you know, found target, and then just print that target to be, you know, target unit, you know, dot position. And then, yeah, let's see if it at least sees a target unit. So if it doesn't have a target unit, then that puts everything into a weird situation. Like, what if it's not? Oh, you know what? We just trip our defense. So trip on defense mode equals true. So we go defense mode equals true. Is that defense mode or self.defense mode? Self.defense mode equals true. So we say that was true. Okay. It's like what we'll do is okay. So we'll go so we're like, okay. if self.defense position is none, delayed start. If enemy units so we can actually do okay. So if enemy supply equals 0 and self.combat started. So we actually need to have a condition in here. Then we want to change we'll want to change so we'll say something like if if not self dot defense mode current target sorry, we want to say actually if self-defense mode, so if self-defense mode is true, current target equals self.pylon 0 position. Else if, so if it's not true, that's not right actually. Actually, let's see. That might actually work. Let's defend the pylon if we're under attack, and if not, and no enemies are around, attack start location of enemy. Okay, we're gonna kind of wind this down. Cause I gotta maybe call it a night soon and shortly to make sure we just don't crash. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I actually have to. Okay, so I have to turn off defense mode somehow. So we say, okay. So we're like, if if proximity to enemy, if true, else false. There you go. No need to say defending the pylon anymore. That should actually do it. It's pretty crude, but should work. That should actually do it. I mean, it looks like it worked. They did not prioritize it, though. I mean, I mean, I don't know. Should maybe make it move towards it instead of. That was actually maybe the right decision to do. Probably should make like a priority system, right? If like assess to say, okay, well, you know what? If we have a bigger army, just kill the base. If not, then run back. But then we're getting a little complicated. But maybe I'll put that in there. We'll see. Hope it's the wrong window. Okay. I'm gonna say this is actually finished. Probably could use a little bit more in terms of a little bit of robustness. It could be a little bit more robust than just simply go back, but I think from a simple perspective, it might be okay. You might want to. So we actually did not fix this. And I might want to say to consider making the pylon defense more robust by assessing whether or not they can win if they return to the pylon. I could probably get that. That's not like a super crazy card, but probably can be done. It'd probably be like an assessment of the units, measure its own strength versus how much life it has left, how much life does the pylon have, versus how much, like to calculate whether or not if it attacked the pylon, the enemy pylon, would it destroy? And you'd have to take in consideration the current amount of units I have, how much battle damage it has combined versus how much the enemy units can die, and just calculate whether or not it would be a good decision for it to run back. That's a little complicated, but could be useful. Could be a really good, useful thing to do. Okay, I think this is a good place to stop. We'll say, what did we do? Added pylon defense code. Beautiful. All right. Let's push that. Okay, not bad. Pretty good. I think we're almost ready to put this onto the ladder. I think we just have to make sure we fix that it's not, you know. So we can say react to the proximity of the pylon. That's done. So we have to react to the map. If the enemy is in a defensive stance, attack the pylon to pull them. So this was, what was this one? So this is if the enemy is in a defensive stance. So if the enemy is defending the pylon, we need to go around them. Like, so if they're actually not moving, we actually need to go around them, path around it, and then go straight to the pylon. I have to see if the scout dies, get another one. And then we have to change the position based on the map and react to scouting. So whatever we see in the scouting, then we react differently. Like, I don't know, what should we do if we see scouts? So if we sees a scout, I mean, you know, maybe see if we like if the unit's on the low ground. Actually, what do we have in here before we go? What can we pull that's already in here that I don't want to have to? I have your building counter. Get cached enemy army. Get climber grid. Gets the climber ground pathing grid for Reapers and Colossus. That could be useful. Not this specific, but in general. For my own other bot for climber pathing grid. That could be useful. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. What else is in here? Expansion, flyers, fourth base, sling rushed. Is there anything we can do about enemy near bases, structure tractor, force field positions? That could be kind of cool one day, not today, obviously. Get ground avoidance grid. Get a ground avoidance pathing. I don't know what that does. Get ground grid is obviously a regular ground grid. Get the initial pathing as a grid on its first iteration. Not useful. Choke points. All the points on the map that compose choke points. This could be really useful. Put this in my notes. To use to choose choke points. Is what does it give you back? Oh, 0.2s. Get all the points on the map that compose choke points. So that could be useful. What else we got in here? Placements. That's not useful. That's not useful. Worker tags, add manager, assign. Find closest safe spot. Find the closest point with the lowest cost on a grid. Where the search starts from, how the grid low cost point. This could be useful. Returns the closest location with the lowest cost. I don't cost being what? Like time? Find several points in a path. This way, unit can queue them up all at once for performance reasons. Running drones from a base or sending an overlord to a new position. This does not return every point in the path. Instead, it returns points spread along the path. Why is it called low priority path? Find the points with the lowest cost within radius from position. I don't know what this does. Find next path point. Desired endpoint. The grid that should be used for pathing. Amount of points that should be skipped in the full. I'd like to try some of this too. Some of this is kind of interesting. I don't know how I would use it, but I might try some of these. I don't know how yet, but some of these seem really interesting. Like find next point. Can you set how the distance, like target start at the point of path, desired endpoint of the path? The grid that should be used for pathing, obviously, sensitivity, smoothing, sense danger, danger distance. This could be useful. I'd be curious. I'd test it. This seems like a better move to target than just move to target. It's just like calculates a path. I might try this. This is useful. Okay, is position safe? Checks if the position is considered dangerous. That could be useful. Grid to evaluate safety on. Position to check the safety. Actually have the scout check if it's safe. Okay, yeah. Some of this stuff looks pretty... Can win fight. Gets the predicted engagement results between two forces. Yeah, we can use that. We can use that. That can be useful. You can use this. Can win fight. I don't know how it works, but to assess. Actually, sorry, we'll put this with this. So it'll assess if it can win the fight, and then if it can't win the fight, it'll just go and attack the enemy pylon instead. Our units involved in the battle, the enemy units, take the distance between units into account. Assume units are decently split. Don't take workers into account. These could be good. This could be really good. Gets a predicted engagement results between two forces. Like we could actually then assume, we could have it decide, you know, if the units are not near the pylon, it assesses first whether or not it can win and kill the units. I wish I can get it to us also take into consideration that they're, you know, whether or not maybe somehow calculate in a certain amount of time, and a certain time being that the pylon's health is rapidly decreasing. I don't know, we'll figure that out. And then if so, then attack and return to the pylon. Perfect. That's like, all right. That's a good place to end it. A lot of good ideas floating about. All right. All right. So that's us for today. That's assembly. I'll be back next week, Monday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Until then, I'll see you next time. Happy coding. Oh, don't forget Probots this Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Until then, happy coding.